COVID-19 pandemic. When you're asked to talk about the pandemic, it's not easy. The traumas, the past experiences, the darkness, and all the negative past is just boiling. It's just full of emotions. 2020, when pandemic started, it's devastating. It's so sudden. It was unpredictable. The world suffered from that pandemic. No one was allowed to go out. No one allowed to interact or socialize to any human beings. Everyone was deprived of getting in touch face to face. The economic status, the mental health, everything suffered. But this 2022 allowed me to create this video, who I am thankful for, and the people and the things that helped me during those devastating times. But please, still don't forget to look after yourself, to stay safe, wear your mask, and to take extra safety precautions. Safety and health is always our top priority. Hi everyone, welcome back here on this channel. So this is josh.varezz. So thank you so much for coming here again. So today we are going to be acting like a social psychologist. But before that, just an overview. So this is for the completion of my task 3 in PSY10 or social psychology. So just a context for task 3, acting like a social psychologist. As a final assessment and learning about the power of social influence in human behavior, now is your opportunity for a gratitude exercise video. The people who help you one way or the other to cope during these stressful situations. You will record the video Salamat, Lodi, thanking significant others or like influencers who have helped you during the COVID-19 pandemic. With all the processes and the journey that we've been here in the social psychology, so after thinking like a social psychologist, feeling like a social psychologist, and now we are on acting like a social psychologist. So I am making this video, and this video is kind of emotional actually when I first read it, because this is like sharing my vulnerabilities, because when looking back during those COVID-19 pandemic, that was, a lot has changed. Like literally, ang dami na nagbago simula noon. So, allow me to thank those people and take this opportunity or this activity to be a way of expressing my gratitude to people who have helped me keep sane and still keep going up to this moment. Today, I'm going to just share you. This video would just be as spontaneous as possible, and after thanking those people, I'll be doing my evaluation as well, and also my personal learnings in relation to this activity to social psychology during cycle 2 from Miss Ira. So if you're interested in that, so just keep on watching then. Upon realizing and pondering as well, it is okay to show my vulnerability, as it allows others to feel that they are not alone too. And how I was before impacts to who I am now as a person. So I'm really appreciative to the idea that this activity is giving, as it allows us to reflect and to think of what made us who we are right now, and the intensity of the experience that we've been through and we've able to overcome then and again in this lifetime. So when when I was able to read like the full context of the activity, I grabbed my diary. So this is my diary. So this diary helped me to remember those people who really impacted me during those hardest times, as this really helped me in battling out my emotions, because I was full of emotions during those times and I was still growing during those moments. So for example, I'm really like expressing a lot of emotions in my like this. So journaling really helped me to look at this. Like a lot of information or a lot of expressive emotion, I would say. So upon reading this, it's kind of sentimental actually, and also it's kind of emotional to look back during pandemic because I also lost some loved ones and I also gained some experiences. So it's a different kind of emotions when I get to ponder the value of this activity. But journaling right now really helped me and has a big impact to my mental health during those times, as it allowed me to express in the most honest way possible without me like holding back any emotions or anything that I want to say. So yeah, so as humans, we are social beings. So Herman Melville once said, "We cannot live for ourselves alone. Our lives are connected by 1,000 invisible threads." And this is like the perfect quote for me if I'm just going to encapsulate it in a phrase. So we have a lot of stories, we have a lot of experiences, inputs during COVID-19 pandemic. And it is valid and it is okay for you to feel all the emotions that you're going through right now. As you're human, you're still absorbing, you're entitled for healing. And healing is just an eventual process. So I acknowledge the fact that every one of us are still moving on, and some are still fighting for talking about their COVID-19 experiences. And it's not easy to just let it out, but I see you, I feel you, and we respect you. I respect you personally. So yeah, so today, let's start. So without further ado, let's thank those great and appreciative people that I've met during COVID-19 pandemic. All right. Salamat, Lodi. Thanking people who have helped me to cope up during the stressful moments and the stressful situations during COVID-19 pandemic. So first in line that I have here is God. So when I was tasked to create this video, like I created the list of people who've helped me and influenced me during COVID-19 pandemic. And on top of all of that, so I would like to thank God, not to be cheesy here on this video, but to just show and be true that faith really sustained me during COVID-19 pandemic. During those times when I felt down, when I felt like everything is just out of control, I cannot do this anymore, God helped me to be calmer, to trust His process. And during those times when I recall like how God has been so amazing to me, I feel emotional because He really provided and He really helped me to become the best version of me and to help me at least sustain each day. As my late grandmother helped me to be myself and to cultivate in me the value of faith that I'm bringing wherever I go. So I acknowledge the fact that really God helped me during those days, and His words, His wisdom, all the prayers that I've been praying during those devastating times and those hard times were already like surrendered to Him. That helped me to keep going and keep striving so that I'll keep myself sane. And even though I don't see Him, even it's not always about like seeing someone, it's more of like feeling His presence and realizing that He is guiding me every step of the way. So thank you, Lord. Thank you, God. And if I'm gonna watch this video in the next few years, I would still thank God for everything that He provided me, because I am nothing and I am not here to where I am now without Him. And I really learned a lot, and I really was able to ponder a lot of world, a lot of ideas, a lot of realizations during those COVID-19 pandemic. So thank you, Lord, thank you, God. you've been the best since day one. So second, I'd like to thank my friends. So specifically Diane, Ellie, and all the people, all the friends that I have. So for helping me to be sane and for checking up on me during this COVID-19 pandemic. It was not easy. So it was not easy because it was hard. Like although it would be an opportunity for you to think about your life and evaluate it, you cannot survive. And that helped me to realize that no man is an island, and not everyone is going to, even though every one of us has like individual experiences and everyone has like different inputs in this and that. I realized here the power of support system. So during those times, I realized how powerful a support system can be, and my friends helped me to realize that it's not always about me, that I cannot always take things just for myself. So I'm gonna be attaching photos here. So I thank my friends who've helped me sincerely and dearly during those devastating and hard times, as I'm not here today without those people like who've helped me to come out stronger, to be myself, and to express also my take in that hard situation. Because as human, we are social beings, and when we are like lacked out, social beings will always be social beings. So I'd like to thank my friends for influencing me as well to the different series, namely the BL series, which I enjoyed like together, and the Turn Type, for introducing me to RuPaul's Drag Race, as it really helped me to see life in a more real, bold, and creative way. So I'd like to thank Ellie for that one, and thank you so much for checking up on me. I don't want to be so emotional in this video, but I really thank my friends for influencing me to that I can do it, that I have someone who I can lean on every time that I feel bad about myself. So thank you so much, guys. If you're seeing this, I appreciate you, and I will always be so appreciative of how amazing you are. You're God-sent gifts, and thank you so much for existing. I love you guys. Next, I would like to thank my family. So my mama, my papa, and Janelle. So this tree really helped me to cope up with those hard times, financially, emotionally. So I'd like to thank my family, my mama for guiding us financially, and for my papa for supporting us financially as well, and Janelle for helping me to be emotionally stable, even though that's hard to achieve at times. And my family really helped me to sustain like the lifestyle, basic necessities during pandemic, as you will always look back and realize how important family is. So during pandemic, like the intensity and the level of respect really came high when I think of my family, because here I realized that family is important, and not taking things for granted is also one thing. So I am not here right now without the support that I was getting to the family that I have, because I realized here that my family plays an important role in my growth and in my behavior during this time. Biologically, cognitive perspective, or sociocultural, I got it, and my family has a big part of it. So my upbringing, who I am as a person right now, I would credit that to the family that I have, because genetics and heredity really plays a big part. And in social psychology, I learned as well that your foundation is a big part of your growth as a person, because who you are right now, or your behavior, is deeply rooted to how you are raised as a child growing up. So I realized that during the pandemic, like social psychology class, as it allowed me to ponder that my family is really important, and they really play a big role in my achievements, in my functioning and my stability. So thank you so much, guys, and I'm really appreciative to the influence, the support, and the love that I'm getting every now and then. Alright, next, I'd like to thank my clinical instructors and teachers. So, Miss Chantal, Sir David, thank you so much, guys. I don't know if you're saying this right now, but I'm really appreciative to all my clinical instructors during like COVID-19 pandemic. Because just a context, I was a nursing student before. So I went into province, like I'm from province actually, from Bacolod City, and then I took nursing there for 1 year, and then I transitioned here in Manila, and I shifted to psychology, which really is helping me right now to a lot of ways. So I want to acknowledge my clinical instructors and teachers, even though we didn't really have a chance to meet like face to face and really have like a lot of interactions personally because of the pandemic, but they helped me to become better, to learn more about the human functioning, human biology, anatomy and physiology. They really helped me to realize my potentials. So I'd like to thank my clinical instructors because they encourage me to do better, and even though that I'm not on their classes right now, I still have my interactions with them, and they really played a big part to who I am right now here as a psychology student, as it helped me to realize as well what I need to do, what I have to do, and what I need to work more. So I'd like to thank my clinical instructors for influencing me to study hard, to be better, and to just realize how important healthcare system here in the Philippines to improve, and also that I have a part to play in the fight towards quality healthcare for everyone. So thank you so much, my clinical instructors. You are the best, and I hope that you keep the fire burning and keep teaching and keep inspiring people and students to make an impact and to make a difference in the society, as we are the future of this world. So might as well do better and do quality stuff in it. So thank you so much. I love you, my clinical instructors. And when I look back, I'm really so thankful for all of you. Thank you. Next, I'd like to thank the social media influencers. During COVID-19, content creators really made such an impact in the lives of many, as we are stuck at homes, so we cannot go out. So what we do is, of course, social media, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, which is just a rising of the TikTok app actually, and Instagram. So I would really like to thank, because there's several individuals, influencers really helped me in coping up with those distressful situations during COVID-19, as you've really influenced me to realize that there's more to life and there's always something to look forward to experience the venture and to just enjoy life. So first, I'd like to thank Mami Chris. So here she is. So Chris Namagi, you've been such a mother figure for me during those times. And more than that, I see a mother figure, I see realness, and I realize a lot of stuff in being bold, in being hardworking, and also the tips about finances. So that really influenced me. So next, I'd like to thank Real Asian Beauty. So Real Asian Beauty is also a channel, so it's like a lifestyle channel as well, which I watch, I binge watch during COVID-19 pandemic, as Real Asian Beauty really helped me to realize the value of individualism or individualistic mindset, because we need it. We need it. Whether we like it or not, we need to be individualistic in this lifetime, or part of us to be individualistic, as we are going to fight our own battles, and we have to know how to regulate our emotions, and regulating our emotion leads to managing them properly so that it will not cause us to harmful effects. So I'd like to thank Real Asian Beauty for sharing your journey, your contest area. I really learned a lot about that, and I'm still learning a lot from you, and also her acne journey, as I also had my acne journey. So thank you so much, Real Asian Beauty. You've been really a great help. Next influencer was the Joy Spring. So Joy Spring also have a podcast. So I'm really listening to her episodes, as that really helped me to traverse into a person that I am now, and also a lot of realizations that you're sharing as well, tips and that I personally use in my life. So when it comes to mental health, Joyce Spring was like one of the person that really helped me in realizing that there's more that I can do and there's more on me. So thank you so much, Joyce Spring, for existing and sharing your wisdom and knowledge to your audiences like me. So next would be Slater, Young, and Chrissy Uy. So Skypad, so they have like 2 beautiful children right now. So this really helped me because Slater Young is like an influencer who shares about like engineering stuff, like tips and that's in. And Chrissy Uy for being such a good mom to Scotty during those pandemic. I realized how important motherhood is and how important for a mother to take care and guide her child growing up, as it is an important stage or a foundational stage for them to be ready about the life out there. So thank you so much, Slater and PZU. They are couples. All right. So next, I'd like to thank Purple Harris. So her vibe is also like mommy peace, like the value of journaling. So she a video about her doing her devotion and her doing her stuff and keeping up with the pandemic. So that really helped me. That really helped me to keep sane and also get some insights. So thank you so much, Purple Harris. You've been really a great help. So next is The Sovereign. So The Sovereign, just a context. So Sovereign is a pageant enthusiast. So she shares about her expertise and her knowledge on pageantry, which I really learned because just a context as well, I love pageantry. I'm a big fan of pageants. So I really was able to get a lot of realizations and learnings from The Sovereign, as she really, just really competent in that field. Next is Priscilla channel. So these are house tours. So thank you so much, Priscilla, for existing. So I'm gonna share some pictures of them here. So Priscilla influenced me to dream, as the houses are really expensive. And also I learned here the in and outs of real estate and also how to, you know, to choose like the best home for you. And I was really entertained during those times because of Priscilla channel. So thank you so much. So next was be Hannah Pangilinan. So thank you so much, Hannah Pangilinan. I love you. Hannah Pangilinan is also like a teenager, so her experience is so valid to mine as well as a Generation Z. I don't know, because Hannah Pangilinan, she's really inspiring, and she really shares her devotion time, how she is having like a personal and a quiet time with God, which I cultivated up to now. That really helped me to keep sane, to think bigger and wider in this time. And lastly, I'd like to thank the influence of Tony Gonzaga. So I really watch her vlogs together with Alex Gonzaga during pandemic, as it's like their blooming point during pandemic. So they've influenced me to enjoy life, that there's still more to life, to think positive, that I have to surround my mind with positivity in order for me to manifest it, because our thoughts becomes reality. So I'm really appreciative for these influencers that I've mentioned, as they helped me to be better. Second to the last, I'd like to thank myself. So I'd like to thank myself during those pandemic, as it was not easy at all to be in a situation like parang sobrang drain ka, sobrang ano gagawin ko, like this and that. And that time kasi we don't really have much. Like, kung meron na kami once, like, just enough for us. So I'd like to thank myself because I realized during pandemic the value of self-love, and I realized that I have a lot of self. So I have my self-concept, I have my ideal self, I have my actual self, I have my ideal social self and whatnot. So I'd like to thank myself because I ventured into different experiences then during pandemic. So I tried YouTube, editings, I focused on reading, I had a lot of things discovered and potentials this time. So I'd like to thank myself in a way na nakayanan namin, and acknowledge also the journey that I've been through. Like, malayo pa pero malayo ka na. So lastly, here I'd like to thank my Mama Mar. there. So she's my grandmother. I'd like to thank her because during pandemic, it was a hard time for me, and I never got the best support other from this person. So my lola has been one of my biggest motivation, my biggest why I'm doing the things that I want, why I want to achieve things. A lot and a part of me is really because of her, and I love her so much. I first learned the value of love, of kindness, of being with others. Lumaki ako sa province, and all my life I've been taken care of by my grandmother. So ang laki ng influence niya for me kasi yung upbringing ko, kung sino ako ngayon, like my principles in life are deeply rooted because of this person. And I'm not in my position right now if hindi dahil sa taong to. Ang daming whys, actually, ang daming it could have been, but I'm really appreciative and really thankful to my lola because she cultivated a faith in me during this pandemic, na to realize na sa journey ng life, hindi siya palaging sweet. There would be times na i-challenge ka ng life and for you to do better. And it's okay. It's if may mga bagay or may mga lapses ka, and she encouraged me to be myself. And yung suporta, solid. Like, she has been my support system, like my number one support system ever since. Alam niya what are my needs mentally, physically, like holistically. She knows how to manage me kasi alam niya kung sino. Alam niya kung sino ako, kung paano ako mag-function. She loved me, she cared for me, and yung influence niya talagang grabe. Kaya nung nawala siya, it was hard. It was hard to absorb. And yung gratitude ko to my lola is always heightened. I'm really proud that I was raised by this person, and up to now I'm still bringing the values that she cultivated in me. Kami kong what ifs sa kanya, and up to now I realize that moving on is not an option if you lost someone that is so dear to you, but the option would only be, it's sad that she left actually. Upon like listening to people that I want to thank, sabi ko, paano ko talaga itatawid tong video na to, knowing that I would always thank her. So malaking bagay sa kung sino ako ngayon is because of my grandmother, and I take credit to everything that I am achieving right now and to who I am now because of my grandmother. And lumalaban ako at lumalaban pa kahit wala na siya, because I know that she's guiding me and she wants the best in me. So saan man siya ngayon, I hope that God is celebrating with her, and heaven is so lucky to have. After that thanking and gratitude video, so I will now be doing an insights or evaluation realizations that I had during that time. So this would help me in also relating the topics in social psychology here in the gratitude video activity Salamat Lodi. So what we called in me is like the one phrase that we had in one of our synchronous session. So what I think others think of me affects how I behave, which affects what you think, which affects how you behave, which affects what I think. So as a social beings, we are interconnected, and our behavior are affected by how others see us, and our behavior affects how we see ourselves. So we see ourselves in the lens of social lens, and also our self-concepts are formed during that time. And also the value of the Johari window, which helps people better understand their relationships with themselves and others, is also one of the realization that I think is applicable here in this activity. So the social influence of content creators during the pandemic was really massive. That's why I mentioned a lot of creators or content creators during pandemic, because they really helped me in coping up with my distressing situations and during that time, content creators were really one of the, like, entertainment industry is one of the most helpful way of coping up with, you know, the pandemic and listening to the information, updated news in order for us to inform and educate ourselves with the pandemic and whatnot. So also there will be conflicts and backlash at times, but that is how social psychology works. Our behavior is affected by others. Social influences. So social influences here, just a recap or just a realization along the way, will remind you that kindness is a need, and it will not cost us anything to be kind, and we are in the same boat. And we have to realize that in this lifetime, regardless of status, if pandemic like COVID-19 hits, no one will be safe. So always be kind. And also our schema, our mental concepts, we have different social realities. So our social realities are different from one another, but that doesn't get away with the fact that we are social beings. So our schema will develop from time to time, but it is our ability as a human being to think and to have like a mental concepts. And next, we construct our social reality. Our thoughts become our reality. We have the same pictures, but we have different perspectives. I realize here that even though we're going through different eras, different hardships, challenges in our lives, our perspective will never be invalidated, because it takes a realization that different perspectives exist, and we may have seen the same picture, but we have different interpretations of it. Next is we have our subjective perceptions, but let us not get away with the fact that we have also objective realities. Everything has objective realities. I realize here that even though there are things or there are stuff that we may subject to be ought to believe because this is what we've been through, but let us still not invalidate that objective reality exists, and we have to accept and cultivate the fact that objective reality will guide us to the right path. And also the bystander effect that was mentioned in one of our synchronous classes. So I realized that it takes one person to change and influence others to make a difference, and that one person is you. So next time that you're in a situation where no one is standing up for others, and you know that it should, don't hesitate to take the right route, even if you are venturing it alone. As long as that is the truth, as long as that is something to tackle about, that we have to confront, do it. And during the sharing, I realized as well that I have multiple types of self. So I am a dynamic person. I have a lot of self, and it's okay if I don't understand myself at times, as long as I keep going. Alright? So next, I realized as well the value of self-concept, self-consciousness, hidden self, and shadow that I am working on to learn so that I'll be more self-aware. And also, knowing my shadow will help me to work on my weaknesses in order for me to turn them into my strengths. And I realize here as well the ABC, so affect, behavior, and cognition. So I would relate my experience would be affect. I was anxious, I was scared, I was feeling lost. And behavior was be isolation, withdrawal with people because of the fear of getting the virus. And cognition would be I realized that it is okay if I have this kind of emotion, as long as I keep working on myself and I keep bettering myself day to day. And it's okay if I have a lot of lapses, as long as I keep improving day by day and I see progress. That's the way. And also, I realize here the reciprocal altruism. What you do for others, you have to do it for them as well. And it's okay to have that kind of mindset at times, but not to an extent. And also, as Filipinos, that's one thing that I realized during the pandemic. And also, the value of individualistic versus collectivism mindset. So in this gratitude video, I learned that I have the balance between the two, and that I realized that even though we need to be independent, let us not forget to be human too. So as human beings, we are bound for such greatness, and it's not selfish to look after yourself, but after that, share some little kindness if you can. And pandemic helped me to cultivate a balance between the two, individualistic and collectivist self. So I realized also that we gain from our parents growing up their values and principles that we are bringing up to now. So mine, I got from my grandmother the value of faith, and also from my family, I got the value of collectivism, which I also, the reciprocal altruism, that I have to give back all the efforts that they did. And it's okay. It's realized here that the interdependent or the relationship with others, that we are on the same boat. And also, empathy is necessary. Pandemic helped me to work on my schemas and fix all my prejudices and negative stereotyping. I learned that I still have my negative concept and negative idea with the things, and I still have to work on them. And that's an eventual process, and I don't have to force my healing. Also, the self-fulfilling prophecy of we decide what we want to achieve and fulfill. What we expect becomes our reality. I realized here that I have my self-fulfilling prophecy that they are so broad at times. It's okay, as long as I still have something to look forward to. And also the positive self-talk. So surround yourself with positive people and positive thoughts, and your world will be much more positive. And we cannot control other people's perception about us, and that's okay. So we have our different defense mechanisms. So mine would be, my defense mechanism is to isolate myself, withdrawal, and to work on myself by self-reflection and doing things that I feel are productive. And the social influence, the changing attitudes, we have the ability to change. So as human beings, our influence will have an impact to other people's lives, and our attitude will change at times with our ability to change as humans, and it is okay. It is okay, it is valid, and you're not alone. So to end this video, I just want to conclude that I realize the value as well of aggression and violence. So we have the ability to manage our emotions, and thanking others would not cost us. So always be grateful to anything that you're going through, and anything that we are going through, good or bad, we'll learn from it. All right. And also, our ability to lead ourselves and manage our emotions is our power. As human beings, we are capable of managing and regulating our emotions. So make sure that we are cultivating in ourselves our ability to self-control. Our reactions have consequences, and always remember the value of reaction versus respond. So always respond in the hardest moments. Reaction is just impulsive. Response is more calculated and more self-aware. And cultivate and regulating emotional self. Do not let your emotion dictate your outcome and what you are supposed to do. Be guided by managing them properly. And know how to control your emotions. It is hard to take back a hurtful statement, just like Miss Ida said, from someone that when you already hurt that person. So always think of the consequences of your words. Our words do matter. They have the intensity to make or break a person. We are humans. We have the ability to control our thoughts and emotions. Lead yourself, always. All right? So the values that I learned here is that it's important to thank people who help us during those hard times, but let us not forget as well to be those person, to be a support system to others. And if that goes hand in hand, everything is manageable, everything is possible. And I would like to take this opportunity as well to thank Miss Ida for giving us the platform to realize that we have a lot to ourselves, and we are social beings. We are meant to experience different stuff, and it's okay if we are not always on the right track, as long as we keep working on ourselves. Thank you, Miss Ida, for allowing us to be the best version of ourselves and to push us to be better, to do better. And know that you're doing a good job as well. You've helped us during this pandemic as well to still learn, to still work on ourselves, to gain some knowledge and insights in order to better ourselves and to become a competent psychologist, psychometrician, social psychologist, or whatnot in the future. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you get insights about this, and if there are any values that you learned, comment them down below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on my next vlog. And that's it for now. Thank you for coming, and thank you for watching. Keep safe, keep sane, and keep being positive, and always have the attitude of gratitude. Bye for now. Bye.